Hey everybody, back working on the Mustang again. Today I have the original fender that came on the car when we got it. What we've been doing is we've been messing around with putting on this replacement fender and the new fender and trying to get the front door adjusted. And what we've discovered is that this replacement fender doesn't really fit that well. We can't get it so that the body line on the fender and the door aligns, and I can't open the door without hitting the fender on the replacement one. On this new one, I mean the original one, it fits on really nice. The door opens perfectly. There's an issue down at the bottom with the replacement fender. So, the bottom line is I'm not too happy with the reproduction fender. Let me bring the camera over and I'll show you what I'm talking about on the old fender, how well it fits, and then I'll put the new one on and show you the differences. Alright, so here's a close-up of the old fender on the car. This is the driver's side, obviously. And the main things that I've noticed between this old one and the new one, down here at the rocker panel, the old fender fits up to the rocker really nice. The curve of the door, the curve of the fender, and then the curve of the rocker, everything's all pretty much in alignment. I got to do a little tweaking on the door. The door's not perfect, but this fender, you throw it on, it's not even bolted on right now, I don't think, and it sits perfectly. You look up here at the gap, there's the windshield pillar, the A pillar. The gap between the cowl and the fender looks pretty good. It does a nice turn up here. And then when it comes around to the door, it looks okay, it's decent. There's like a kind of a big hole here, but I think you need that in order to open the door. And on this fender, when we open the door opens, it doesn't bind, it doesn't pinch, nothing happens. So the only issues that I have with this fender, there's a lot of body damage here around the wheel opening, and I'll get it off and we'll take a look at that later. But let me put the replacement fender on and show you how that one fits. This is the gap at the top of the fender to the hood, and it's pretty good. And just for reference, this is the passenger side, and here's the original fender on the car with the hood. It has a nice gap all the way along. I'm really happy with that one. And again, back over on the driver's side, not too bad. I'm comfortable with it. Fits great. The only issue I have with this fender is down at the bottom, and it's not an issue. It's not with the door now. It's just how the fender fits right down in this corner relative to the rocker panel. And if I come in tight here and show you, you can see there's this sort of like the fender goes under the car too quickly, and it doesn't stay out and follow the contour of the rocker as long as it should. Let me run over to the passenger side and show you how that one. Alright, so here we are on the passenger side, and you can see that the original Ford fender runs down all the way along parallel to the rocker all the way underneath the car. So there's a little bit of a fitment issue with that fender on the driver's side at the bottom here. Although you can see there are these clips along the bottom of the car for that. There's like a stainless steel sort of rocker panel cover piece that runs all the way along the front of the fender, which I think is pretty much going to cover that issue up. So I'm not too concerned about it, but I just wanted to point out that fitment issue. One last thing, I do have the fender that came on the car. It's this one here. This is an original Ford fender on the driver's side. The big issue with this one is obviously the body filler on it. You can see in here that the fender is covered with filler. There's really no definition to the flare around the wheel opening, because this thing is just covered in filler. You know, just for quick reference, come back inside. If you look at this new one, you see the flare around the wheel opening. You know, it's very obvious, it's very visible, even around the front. You know, the car, you know, if I look at it from here, I can see that it pretty much flares all the way down to the bottom of the fender. But going back outside on this original one that's been filled and body worked so much, all of that is gone. You know, so I'm really not able to reuse this original one. It's just got too much damage to it. You know, I was thinking, well, maybe I could sort of cut it at the body line and weld the bottom of the new one to the top of the old one. But that doesn't really do anything for me, because then I still inherit the issue at the bottom of the replacement one, and the fit at the top of the new one is not that bad. So I'd really be doing that and saving not much. So I just wanted to point that out. I'm pretty certain that I'm going to use that new fender that's on the car now, along with the new headlight bucket that's not broken.